Hello everybody, it's Richie here with the Punk Vinyl Tag 2022, started by Vinylnaut, or whatever, Vinyl, I don't know. Great channel. It would help if he had subtitles, but I'm just saying, great guy from Finland. And I've bought a few things because of stuff he's shown. Anyways, 20 questions, blah, blah, blah. First one is an album from 2021, and I'm going to show Bootlicker from Vancouver, Canada. Great album. A reissue from 2021, and I'm going to show Chain Whip. Their demos from 2020 were originally released on cassette. They reissued them on vinyl in 2021. And yeah, I dig this, man. I really like it a lot. I like everything that I've heard by Chain Whip. The next question is an album you're looking forward to in 2022. I don't really know. I'm not really too hip on what's coming out unless I pre-order something. Well, I ordered The Dirts it was either March or April of last year, and it got postponed to the summer, got postponed. It's been postponed till I think April of this year, a year. And it's only 500 that they're printing. It seems like this pressing plant doesn't really want to do it. But yeah, that's the only one I could think of. The Dirts, an album that arrived at the pressing plant over a year ago. The first punk record you ever bought, it's this one here, Patti Smith. I bought it shortly after it came out. Horses, fantastic shit. Came out in 75. Show a compilation. Oh, no, wait. Show a 7-inch. Okay, I have the 7 inches in a separate pile here. I'm going to show a couple. I got the Cramps, Goo Goo Muck, one of my favorite songs by them. Their third 7-inch, I believe. I got Stuka's Over Bedrock. I bought this on a tip from Randy at Dead Wax 66. He was selling, I think it's one of the guys in the band. He was selling 2 of their albums for $10 each, and I think this was 7. It was either 5 or 7. Ryan Kidd, our very own Ryan Kidd from the BC. This is his 7-inch with the Disconnects. And I'm going to show 2 from a killer band from the 80s. We got Dr. No, the original group, featuring Brandon Cruz. If you don't know who Brandon Cruz is, he's the kid from, what was that, Eddie? Oh, fuck. I shouldn't even have brought it up, should I have? And another one by Dr. No, Super 7-inch, Burn. Okay. Now show some 10 inches. And I got a few here. We got City Thrills. And the only reason I'm showing this is because of this guy right here. That's Merle Allen, dude. The nerdy guy in the band is Merle Allen. Gigi Allen's brother. I got I think it's a triple album. The Clash. Super Black Market Clash. Pretty cool stuff on this. I got the Germs Cat's Claws. I got a Gigi Allen, Kill 'Em All 10-inch. And probably the best of them all is the Crow Mags. Well, maybe not the best of them all. This is Age of Quarrel, the demo versions. Oh, and I got one more here. The Dickies. I believe this is the first record I remember seeing at the stores. Got Paranoid, Hideous, and You Drive Me Ape, You Big Gorilla. A 10-inch on white vinyl. A 10-inch white, whatever, Dickie. Okay, show a punk compilation. And this just arrived today. Propaganda 83, and I bought this because of Tommy's Vinylnaut. It's a Finnish punk, hardcore 83, I think. Great album. He's saying it's one of the best ever. Came today. It isn't even open. And I'll talk more about it in my next vinyl finds. Now show a band with a friend in it. And I'm going to show, this is a comp, Sudden Death. And it has Moral Decay on it. And my friend Scott was the drummer of this band. He later played with Crankshaft. I also knew Lionel Lousy, from the singer from Crankshaft. But, I mean, I knew him, but he wasn't really a friend. Scott, I actually, would go to his house. I lived in Alhambra. He lived in Monterey Park. And he was a cool dude. And when I moved to Downey, I kind of lost touch with him. I mean, I would see him at gigs, and that was about it. And he's on this comp playing with Crankshaft. And they do have a picture of him right here. Not a very good picture, but that's Scott. And the reason I delayed making this video is because of this record here. It came with the Hardcore 83, and it's Moral Decay. I went to Radiation Records to order the Hardcore 83, and I was looking at other stuff to bundle it with. And I go, holy cow, Moral Decay. They have an album? And yeah, it's Rebels Without a Cause. That's one of the songs that's on that Sudden Death compilation. And yeah, it's 1982 demos, I think from 2 different sessions. And that's Scott right there, the Asian guy. Yeah, I have some pretty funny stories with him. Woo! It comes with this flyer. That's pretty cool. This one here, Red Cross Tourist, RF7, Moral Decay. But yeah, really cool, man. I got a record with an actual album with Scott. That's fucking rad. Okay. Show a 70s punk rock record. I'm going to show 2. Got Electrify Me, The Plugs. Band from East LA. This is actually, could have went under the DIY. I mean, he put this out himself. I saw the first gig that Johnny Rotten ever played in LA was with Public Image. And this was the band that played just prior to him going on stage. And after this gig, I promptly went out and bought this album. Fantastic. And these 2 dudes, the drummer and bass player, they backed up Bob Dylan. And they did that Joker Man, I believe it was, on the David Letterman show. And they did a couple of songs. And I want to show one more. And it's by the Consumers, All My Friends Are Dead. This was recorded in Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona in 1978. It was never released until the 90s. This is maybe a 2012 version of it. They played a handful of gigs in Phoenix, and they said they just weren't received very well. They were getting their ass kicked by jocks and rednecks. So they came out to LA, and they didn't last long in LA before they broke up. Some of them went back to Phoenix. Paul Cutler here, he became the guitar player for 45 Grave and Dream Syndicate. And I believe it's this guy. It's either this guy or this guy became the singer for Human Hands. But yeah, pretty cool. Showing 80s punk band, hardcore, whatever. And I'm going to show the Exploited. It's an EP. Jesus is Dead EP. Oh, fuck me. Motherfucker. I knew that was going to happen. You fuck me. I'm going to leave that in there. What the fuck? Who cares, huh? This is DIY. Holy crap, dude. Only in a punk video. 80s punk, Exploited. Show a post-punk album. Now I have a issue with the whole post-punk thing. I've talked about it before. I mean, let's just put it this way. If we went out to a gig or whatever, nobody ever said, hey, let's go to the post-punk gig. You know what I mean? But anyways, I'll show some records here. Dance Cleopatra Dance. Fantastic post-punk, dude. And one of the first post-punk albums was God's Valley of Peace by Peggy and James Hazelton. Underrated. post-punk album. Show a crossover album. Well, might as well show DRI crossover. Show an all-female band. And I'm going to show an album I've shown in a couple of videos already, and it's Sour Sob. And then the reason I'm showing it is because you wankers need to go out and buy this album. It is fantastic. It's bass-heavy, bass-driven songs. It's not real harsh. Really great songs. There's one song in here called Shoegaze, where she's complaining that the dude looks at his guitar pedals than he does her. Just fantastic stuff. Show some albums from your favorite record label. Well, I don't really have a favorite record label, but this is a reissue. This is Against, an LA band. I think from the Venice area. Just really D-beat, fucking fast thrash, fast punk that you don't normally associate with LA, but there were these bands around. And it's on the Radio Raheem label. Fantastic reissue label. They reissue so much stuff that wouldn't see the light of day. Although maybe in this day and age. And this is another one. American Idols compilation from North Carolina, I believe. From Sorry State Records. Fantastic record store and a record label. And this is 171 out of 362. And fantastic comp. Show a DIY album. And I'm going to show Black Flag, Jealous Again. I was going to show their first 7-inch. The story behind that was they sent the tapes to Bomp Records in 78. After 6 months, nothing was done, so Greg went and retrieved the tapes, and he issued it all on his own on SST Records, which was he had a company which dealt in, I think, two-way radios, SST Corporation or whatever it was. And Solid State Technologies, I think it might have been. But yeah, this is basically on SST Records, the label they started on their own. One of the first DIY labels out there. Your most valuable record? I don't really know. I started entering my stuff into Discogs, and I got one cube and maybe 3/4 of this cube. And that's it, man. I got to the Clash, London Calling, and it took me a couple of hours to figure out what version I had of that. It was very frustrating. I can't imagine when I get to the Beatles, it's going to be mind-numbing. Anyways, I'm going to show this Ramones album. It's not the very first press. It's the early second press. The first press had a different number over here. But anyways, I'm showing this one because it is signed by the band. So, and they're all dead. So I'm sure that's worth something. Show a great punk live album. Well, I'm going to show two. The Stools, live at the Outer Limits. December 28th, 2019. Just a fantastic show. Martin Jones, the guy in the BC that lives in Detroit, he taped this actual gig, or filmed it, and it's up on YouTube. I got another one I'm going to show. The Gun Club, just fantastic live. Dance, Kalinda Boom, live in Pandora's Box. Fantastic, man. It's got Kid Congo Powers on it, Jeffrey Pierce, and we got the beautiful Pat Bagg, or Patricia Morrison, who played with the Sisters of Mercy and who played with bass with the Damned for a while, and I believe she married the guy from the Damned. A band with a funny name. Well, this came to my mind. This and Angry Samoans. But yeah, to me, it's a pretty funny name, and it's a pretty funny album cover. Butthole Surfers, man. Yeah, the first time I saw them was probably 83. They were one of the opening bands for Public Image. Okay, what is it now? Show some 10 inches? Did I show the 10 inches? Yeah, I showed the 10 inches. I lost my place. Show a great live album. Show a band with a funny name. Okay. Show a record you bought at a punk gig. Okay. when I was going to punk gigs, they weren't selling records at punk gigs. And I'm amazed at people that show records now. I bought this at a punk gig, and I'm going, man, if I would have bought that at a gig, it would have got thrashed, you know? But I guess you buy them after. But I quit kind of going to gigs around 87 or so, you know? I would just go once in a while. I think it was maybe 89 or 90, probably 89. I went to see L7, and one of the bands was Haunted Garage, and they were selling these tapes, and I did buy this tape after they played. So this is what I'm showing. I usually don't like to show cassettes because cassettes suck. But yeah, this is there's Gabby Godhead right there. Just fantastic, man. The singer, what was his name? John Ho was a guitar player. Johnny Hell, the drummer. King Dinosaur, the bass player. Oh, and Dookie Flyswatter. There you go. The vocalist. They were great, man. And let's see, what are the names? The names of the songs are Brain in a Jar, 976 KILL, Two-Headed Transplant, and A Bitch Like You. Yeah. Now, before things got shut down, you know, I don't, like I said, I very infrequently go to gigs now. I think I went to 2 in the past, 5 years before the COVID bullshit. And one of them was La Luz, and I did get this there, and I had him sign it. An album you play before you go to a gig. Well, I don't really play anything specific before I go to a gig. But one time I did, and it was because it was a coworker. He wanted to go to a show. He was a Mormon, and he used to have to do that shit where they, on the weekends they go house door to door. No, that's Seventh. Yeah, he was a Mormon. I don't know. You see him on the bicycles, usually in pairs. And this is DRI. We went to go see Suicidal Tendencies. No, it was Anthrax. DRI. XL was there. Corrosion of Conformity. There were some other bands. But yeah, I played this one for him. And nothing really stood out to him except for one song where they say they're searching. And that he kind of related to that because his, searching for the answers with the Mormon religion. But yeah, most of the songs really don't stand out on this. There are some really great songs on here, though. And I think my favorite is Nursing Home Blues. Show a compilation record. And I'm going to show this French one, Oi, Volume 2 compilation. And I bought this because of Coupe Gorge. I know I'm not pronouncing that right. I think it means a throat slit or something like that in English. And I bought it because they have one song on here. But they're not even the best song in this album. This is a fantastic, well-rounded album. Just like those 80s Oi albums were. But yeah, this is fantastic. And show an album that you get drunk to while you're at home. And this is the one that came to mind. The Sunday Drunks. That's it. I'm going to leave a link to Tommy's channel. I know some people might be off-put by the accent, but just hang in there, man, and listen. He shows some really great stuff. And in the future, he may do subtitles. Take care, everybody. Take care. I guess I should have said that, but whatever. He knows I'm joking.